Good evening, and welcome. Take a seat, replicate yourself a drink, and come talk with me about Star Trek in real life. My father's a die-hard Trekkie. He's seen every episode of every series at least 10 times. And when I was a kid, we didn't watch Saturday morning cartoons. We watched reruns of Next Gen or DS9. And us kids loved it. I mean, it's fucking space and lasers and battles and aliens. And come on, you nerd, you loved it too. You know, you were a kid and you're in your room for, nap time or whatever. I don't know, man. And you hear that orchestral swell and Captain Kirk hitting you with that sweet, sweet space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the starship Fuck Yes. Its 5-year mission to blow your goddamn mind, and it does. Every time. And I always thought the technology of the universe was so cool. And not just cool conceptually. There were even like full-on technical manuals that you could buy. Like fully realized fantasy technology. Just literally pop open my head and pour it into my adolescent brain, please. I couldn't get enough of it. And Star Trek merchandising doesn't stop there. But that's not necessarily why we're here. No. We're here to talk about how pretty much everything in your modern technological smart house life was on Star Trek, something like 60 years ago. Computer, tea, Earl Grey, hot. No, you can't really make hot tea appear out of a computer cubby in your wall, but you can ask Alexa to make phone calls or send texts for you. You can ask Siri to look up literally anything on your phone. You can... What is the Android equivalent of Siri? Wait, wasn't it literally fucking Iris? Didn't they just swap Siri? It was that. I don't know if it's still that, but I'm pretty sure it was that for a while. Originality. I love it. But anyway, you can tell your Android phone to navigate the phone itself, just hands-free. And oh yeah, the fucking phones. First off, the communicator in the OG series is literally like an old school flip phone. And the tricorders are basically just like razors. You guys remember razors, right? I remember that the commercials were either super edgy and cool or strangely sexual, and it was weird, take me out to dinner first on my classy guy razor. But anyway, then we get to the prequel series, Enterprise. And in that show, they had little handheld touchscreen devices that they used. And I remember my dad used to always look over to me when we were watching that show as a family, and he would look at me and he would go, "Those things right there, we're going to have those in a couple of years, believe it or not." And with my naive, childish brain, I of course responded with the appropriate amount of, "What, man? Nah, this is science fiction, my guy. Fiction." And then, bam, not 3 years after the Enterprise show premiered, 2008 was like, "Fuck you guys, I'm going to the future." An iPhone released the Apple. And there it was. My dad was right. He was right the whole time. Fucking science fiction becoming science non-fiction? Science fact. In 2009, we got a soft reboot of the OG series, where Chris Pine took the role of Captain Kirk, and honestly, I love it. It's still to this day, I watch it on a monthly basis. This movie also introduced a new timeline. Through some timey-wimey shit, they got this new timeline called the Kelvin timeline. I've said timeline way too many times. And this changed a little bit of the technology for the series, and also J.J. Abrams wanted to make Star Wars but couldn't at the time, and so he made Star Trek instead. There's literally an infamous interview where he talks about how he wasn't a Star Trek fan at all. And I attest a lot of the aesthetic and tonal shift of Star Trek proper to J.J. Abrams changing the movie a little bit, changing the world a little bit. We moved away from like high concept conversations about morality or genocide, and we moved into super quick split-second decisions of having to like fence on the side of a fucking drill. They were a mining thing, right? It was a drill, yeah. But anyway, we went from switchboards and miniatures to fully CGI battles, and so much lens flare I don't know what to do with in every single shot. But that's old newspapers. And just being straight with you, I didn't hate it. You know, it kind of gets me excited to see what's next in the fantastical becoming reality. And who knows, maybe I'll make a Star Trek in real life the next past Kelvin timeline reboot generation video. Maybe. Usually at the end of these videos, I have some sort of closing statement or a few thoughts to conclude and wrap up whatever random bumbling and bambling that I do in these videos that I make. However, this time I don't have any clever quips or witty remarks. So I guess I'll just leave you with a thought. In fact, I'll leave one person with a thought. Elon Musk. Where's my replicator? Where's my phaser gun? I know you're working on warp technology. I know you're working on warp technology. It's coming soon. I feel it right around the damn corner. Anyway, until next time, and live long and prosper.